Hi, welcome back to day 2 of my series, 30-day Boudoir business redesign. Yesterday, day 1, we cleaned the deck by deciding what were no longer available to do within our business. Remember, this is a business series, not about kind of posing, whatever it is. So today we're going to look a little bit more deep into the mind of the client. Which basically can be a minefield by itself, but we've got to start to understand who, where, when they are, and kind of how they're going to really benefit from our services and so on. So if you think women book you because they want pretty pictures or great lighting, I'm going to challenge you to look a little bit deeper than that, because beauty is rarely the core the motivator. Most women aren't looking for decoration, they're looking for reclamation, empowerment, and basically looking to feel better than they were before they walk through your door and things. So today we're trying to find the emotional gap that leads to a booking, which is key, of course. Now, the core concept to begin with is the kind of the desire and the fear equation. We've got to actually try and put a idea in their head so they kind of want it, they kind of getting around to do it, and often we've got to use a marketing campaign to actually kind of even get them interested in the world of boudoir. But we've also got to kind of try and negate the fear factor with it and things really. So every single booking in boudoir lives at the intersection of two things, I believe, a deep desire and a paralyzing fear. And that is why it's so important to ensure that your journey up until the client arrives with you is absolutely nurturing all the way through, because you need to make sure the client's going to come in even though they might have booked. So your task today is to finish this sentence, I suppose. I want you to sit with it until it feels raw and true to you, not just kind of scribble it down. She books boudoir because she wants to. There's a gap there, but is afraid of, and there's a gap there. So there's two little words to fill in. And I would say that you need to sit with that for a good 5 to 10 minutes and not just basically fill it in straight away. Maybe she wants to feel like a woman again after years of being just a mum, but she's afraid she's lost her spark for good. Maybe she wants proof that she survived a hard year, but she's afraid of looking in the mirror and seeing the struggle instead of kind of what I would hope would be a strength that we can bring to them. When we're kind of really looking at the client to come through our door, we're kind of got to try and imagine what has kept her out from the studio before now. More often than not, they're not going to be a past model, a gym bunny, or anything like that. They're going to be real people who need to feel good about themselves and things, all right? So in marketing, when you start to understand that equation, your marketing should change dramatically and instantly, in fact. So remember, desire plus fear equals the conversion. If you kind of get that through your head in marketing, then you'll actually get around to getting them in. Often the desire, they want to do it. The fear is cost, fear of the actual getting undressed into front of somebody, the fear of what others might think about them because they're going to have a boudoir shoot. Just the fear of basically looking at the images and not seeing somebody that they love. So if we can kind of address all these things, we're going to start to actually really win the client over even before they step in front of our cameras. So if you only talk about the desire, you're just a cheerleader. What you've got to do is acknowledge the fear, and you've got to guide them through things. And that's what I'm saying to you. Even when they've booked you, you've got to really ensure that your journey from the booking to actually the client arriving at your door is nurturing all the way through. So a couple of calls leading up to the event, and definitely a call a couple of days before the session itself and things really. As far as the creative and the inspirational application, when you understand the psychology, the way you hold your camera changes fully, isn't it? You know, we get it. The more we do it, the better we are, the more we can kind of flow pose and so on with it. So when we start to look at the creative element of how we can change the mindset, we've also got to bring the confidence of us. And I would say it's always a good idea, in fact, to make sure that once a month or once every other month, you've got a recall client coming in, somebody who loved the session, they spent well perhaps, or a friend or basically a model even at times, but just so you can kind of build your confidence and your flow up more and more. For creativity, the photograph, the emotion is not just the body. If she's there for closure after a relationship, a bit of trying to put a pin on a smile, won't cut it. You've got to really start to get the emotion into the pose. For myself, I very rarely used to shoot with a huge selection of images looking at camera. I wanted the client in their own little world rather than kind of being cheesy looking at me. That true kind of looking through the keyhole kind of inspiration of boudoir photography. So if we kind of move ourselves away from the cheesy looking at camera images and looking at more of the emotional, we should be able to then enhance and capture her strength with that bit of solitude and her breath. You can almost see the way that a client breathes during the shoot. At the beginning of the shoot, there's a little bit of anxiety and the breath is kind of often and heavy and so on with it. And we're often saying, kind of take a nice deep breath now and just relax, and kind of looking down towards the hands or looking towards this part of the bed or whatever it'll be, because that's when we can start to shoot the feeling and we're not just shooting the anatomy, okay, of the pose, as it were, or the anatomy itself. So as far as trying to inspire yourself, remember that boudoir is about reclamation, as I said to you at the beginning. She isn't there to be made beautiful. She's there to take back something that is already hers and was hers. She's just forgotten it. That's all it is. So whether that's a confidence for her, it's to bring back a little bit more of her control, or even bring back some of her own identity. In fact, it can be many of those things. So, if we start to kind of delve into the emotion of why for a minute, think about a woman booking for a 50th birthday. She tells you she wants pretty photographs for her husband, but the real reason, the real equation is she wants to feel visible again. She's afraid she's becoming invisible through many things, whether it's through family life, through work life, or basically in a relationship as well. So when you know that, you don't just take a nice photograph, you take a powerful one, which is absolutely key in things. Yeah. So I want to leave you with one question to ask yourself as well. What problem would still exist for her even if the photographs didn't? So that problem, the insecurity, the feeling of invisibility, the need for closure, that is what she is actually paying for you to solve. The photos are just the evidence that she solved itself and things, really. So thanks for joining me on day 2. Looking forward to actually seeing you on day 3 for another inspirational day, I hope, for you to actually change a little bit of your business.